So a few months ago, I talked about the effects of closeting and studies that show that there's advanced cellular or there's accelerated cellular aging that is caused by the stress of having to closet and keep these multiple narratives in one's mind that are orchestrations of their management, of their PR team, of lawyers who write contracts that are about these stunts, basically. And I've talked a lot about how I worry about Harry Styles, mainly because he exhibits to me a lot of the traits of advanced cellular aging. Because if you look at his mom looks really young. I mean, when I look at Harry's mom, she doesn't look that much different. I think the only difference is maybe her hair color slightly lighter, and it's a slightly different, haircut. But other than that, his mom looks the same, and his sister pretty much looks the same. She had blonde hair for a while, but it's dark again. So it's not like in his family there's like a family trait of aging very fast, where you have some families where people will go gray when they're 21 or they start balding when they're 18. It's not that. Now his father, I think, is a little older than the mom, but his father, the rare photos I've seen of Harry's dad, his father has kind of a baby face. So generally, we're not looking at a family that seems to have a problem aging. In fact, if you look at his mom, she looks fucking amazing. I mean, if you can tell, I'm a bit of a fan of Harry's mom as well. So that said, I look at these photos. So look at these photos of Harry when he was about 16, 17, 18, when he was frat boy Harry, fetus Harry, Prince Harry era. Look at how absolutely bloody gorgeous he is. Oh my God. I mean, stunning, stunning. And then you look at how he appeared in 2015 when they had their last concert, and then in the years since, like even since My Policeman, which was filmed in 2020, so 5 years ago, it's as if he aged 10 years since My Policeman, which really tells me something, because the effects of all that stress, like look at him here. Like look at this baby face. I mean, my God. I look at like a photo like this one here with the beanie, kind of like in between frat boy Harry and Prince Harry era. You can tell he's growing up and he's growing into his face, and he's had the growth spurt because him and Louis used to be the same height. And then Harry became half a foot taller. And you look at it and you're just thinking, oh my God, what a beautiful, beautiful man, right? And suddenly it's as if if I look at this photo of him here and you look at photos of him currently, I swear it's if you make them both clean shaven, because some people say, oh no, it's the mustache. It's like, no, it's not the mustache. He looks like he is. The photos look like they're more than 10 years apart. They look like they're almost 20 years apart. And that is what's disturbing. Even look at him in My Policeman, those still photos from the publicity stills. Those photos look like they're more than 5 years apart. They look like they're 15. So this is where closeting not only has a psychological toll, it also has a physiological toll. Because keep in mind, Harry did not choose this aspect of fame. He chose the performing, he chose the singing, he chose the touring, he chose all that. So but again, he chose that when he was only 16 or 17, when your prefrontal cortex is not developed completely. And they're not coming from show business families like Kelly Osbourne, or you've got a mom like Sharon who kind of knows the business. And Sharon learned a lot about the business from her father, who managed back Black Sabbath. So you're not coming in with the levels of protection and contacts. Now, here you see the effects of all this closeting, where he chose one aspect of the entertainment business, but he didn't choose, and I don't think he was anywhere aware of how the other side, the more darker side of the business operated. And so he's having to live these two different stories. He's having to be very PR trained. He's having to have a front. And also, when I've talked about, and there are entertainment lawyers who have whole channels on YouTube where they talk about the morality clause in entertainment, and how if Harry stepped out of line or any of the boys stepped out of line, they could forfeit millions. So there's also that kind of financial pressure, which is so unique on someone so young. So this is Harry when he first auditioned. So look at him. He's just turned 16 a month earlier. I always talk about how young he was. Look at those curls. Oh my God, he's so cute. And this is when he auditioned and did. He did. I think he did 3 songs. I have to look back at the audition, and look how happy and just excited he is about being on stage, right? And then you look at him. Look at those eyes. They always say the eyes never lie. So this is where he started. This was 2010. It's 15 years. Now, I know people age in 15 years, but if you look at how Simon looked back then compared to how Simon looks now, because Simon was in his mid 40s, Simon looks kind of the same, except a lot of very bad filler that has migrated on his face. But that's about it. So now you have Harry, who looked like the kid to Simon's adult, and then now you have Harry and Simon. They're not looking that far apart in age, which is really where it's disturbing. I think that what Harry went through emotionally and having to uh, almost summon up the game face when he had to perform, when he was going through probably the hardest part of his life, because a lot of his most saddest songs were written when he was 19, 20. So if you look at the agony of Just a Piece of Your Heart, all the songs that made it into Fine Line and Harry's House, they were written at that time. And what is really quite sad is that, unfortunately, I don't believe the boys got much help with what they were going through. I don't think their parents were quite aware of what they were going through, and I don't think that they had anyone other than each other, but at great personal cost because of some of the things that had happened to Liam Payne and Louis Tomlinson. So here's Harry carrying this burden, knowing his partner Louis is going to bat for him, and there was physical abuse that has been talked about in the fandom, where one of the One Direction members was taken and slammed against a wall by management. I believe it was Liam, and I don't know who did it, but that narrative has been circulating the fandom for a long time. So here's Harry, the youngest. Everyone kind of circled and protected him because he was the youngest. And he was also the one that was exploited. And some of the things that was said to Harry when he was such a young child, such a young boy, teenage boy, what in the bloody hell were these people fucking thinking? Like some of the interviews I see, like look at him here. Look at this. Look at the glow of this boy. Look at the beautiful skin. Look at that hair. He's bloody perfect. And look at Louis. Look at Lou. I think Lou can compartmentalize so much better. And there is such a difference between 16 and 18. I don't think people realize how such a short amount of time at that particular age gap makes so much difference. But then you look at Harry, and it's just, I think he loved performing. He was very sensitive, and he's hearing about his partner going to bat for him, the abuse his partner is going to protect him. And he's carrying also this weight of being kind of the favored marketing ploy in the group, but also being separated from the rest of the group. And I think there was a double whammy with Harry. And because there is still the restrictions even after he left Psycho and went on his own, I just think it's really taken a toll. And that's what we're seeing now with Harry not being as happy as he used to be.